Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly Ascension Angel Messages for February 2025. So, as we start, I'd like to thank everyone who has been hanging in there um, with us with this monthly series, and to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so, make sure that you subscribe and select the all notification bell and like or dislike, and of course, leave your comments. If you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelscope.com/services. And just be aware that my office hours have changed. It'll be mainly for Saturday after like 1 or 2 p.m. And it's possible Friday evening. Um, so, but I would just mainly count on the Saturdays. And let's see. If you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can also select my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom. All of these are in the description area beneath this video. Okay. So let's take a deep breath and just center our minds and our hearts. And if you're not already have done so, also ground yourself. So maybe see your roots going deep into the earth and deep into the heart of Lady Gaia. And I'm also seeing the word teacher. And so maybe one of your guides that might be also with you and connecting with you is a teacher guide. So be aware of the loving support of this soul and guide. And receive its wisdom as it connects with you, embraces you, and whispers its wisdom for you for this month. And the message that they're showing me is the word safe. They're really holding you close to their heart and helping you to feel safe and helping you to tap into your soul's unique wisdom that you carry for the times that we are being presented with currently. So this teacher guide is reminding you that you are prepared, that you have prepared and trained for this specific era in the history of humanity. And that the tools are sharpened and you are capable and you know how to use them. But don't let fear distract you from accessing them. And they write that this is a test for your soul right now. And within this test, it encompasses many lessons or multiple lessons. And you can't focus on all of them, but you need to focus on what is presented to you. And seek guidance within your heart. Let your heart be your guide to navigate through the obstacle course that has been crafted for you. And this gives to you great rewards as you allow your heart to navigate you through them, so that your decisions are heart led, and it may feel like you don't know what to do at first when the challenge is presented to you. And that's just fear. And we have to learn the difference between fear, illusion, and love and truth. This is really what the core of the many lessons are about. And so it's a little appropriate that as we think about this as the month of love, but this is really about the month of the heart and the wisdom of our higher heart as well. And the magical unfoldings that occur when we allow ourselves to be guided by our higher heart's higher wisdom. I don't know why they wrote alpha, but it gives me a sense of, this balance of power that we're all struggling with in humanity. And, this aggression and toxic ways of dealing with things, and the show of strength that we often sort of default towards. But the true power and the way forward and the ascension path is about the strength of love, the power of love, the sustainability, the eternalness of love's strength and power and influence. And that intentional, assertive sort of direction of peace, of freedom, justice, and I'm talking about spiritual justice, where everything is always in balance, that everything and every choice is heart led and guided. And when you do things from the heart, you are making the choices that are in balance with the moment. Because you got to understand that divine order is different from our egos or sense of logic and order. Divine order understands its wisdom, orchestrates events that need to unfold in order for others to achieve their potential, to have that flash of insight and awakening. And so we have to hold firm to our hearts in our faith in love, that love is many things, has many faces and many sides, and an unlimited potential, an enormous ability to heal and resolve and bring about peace in the end. So this means that when we trust love, we might see a spectrum of actions and outcomes, pleasant and unpleasant. But when we trust and surrender to love, there is no failure, not in the way that we see it through our ego. There's always success because what needs to unfold does in order for the bigger picture to become whole. In order for us to find ultimate unity, we must allow each other to go through the process of love that will direct them towards the same opportunity. Hmm. I don't know why I'm saying that again, but what I kind of saw for some reason, and I'm just going to say it because it's not my place to not say what I'm shown, but it's interesting. I see like this spacecraft, sort of foreign or alien object spacecraft, and light shining, and it's hovering right over an enormous crowd of people who are reaching up as if they've been waiting. And I don't know what it means, but the souls that of humanity that are just it's almost like they come at the moment where we all needed some kind of hope or release or relief. And they write ages. And I don't know if it's like as in been waiting for ages. That is what my first insight or what I felt when I saw it, the word. But it's also like a memory that is confirmed in some way. Whether this happens in a literal way or it's more of a symbolic meaning, they write the word stellar. So there will be some kind of stellar activations or guidance or support. And I know that it's been mentioned about the planetary alignments that are unfolding right now. And I remember before 2012 having this very clear dream. It was a magical night, and the ground, the earth was green, but there was violet light everywhere. And it was like a beautiful night scene somewhere where in a town or community where all of these sort of lights, white lights that just sort of remind you of like fairy or these quaint little towns, right? And I was climbing up a hill that had a staircase. When I reached the top, and I remember there was also this energy of pink mixed in with the violet. And there was this incredible harmony and love. Sort of, it felt like all your heart's desires being fulfilled. But there was nothing, it was not about the fulfillment of wants being like manifested in front of you, but it was a manifestation of fulfillment within. And I think we often keep forgetting that it's really about that. I think the first manifestation of the ascension process is really going to be this fulfillment within and feeling fully manifested. whole and complete, and having really little to do with the external wants and needs. That they no longer are based upon that, but everything that comes to us automatically comes. It's not something we think about. It's not something that we feel from a place of emptiness. It's not like there's a question and then there needs to be an answer, or an effect, a cause, an effect. It's just there. It's without thought. Things just come. And it comes from a deep inner knowing of what's needed, of understanding divine order. And so it's almost as if divine order becomes one with us when we become complete and fulfilled. And somehow this stellar guidance or stellar support will start to initiate this kind of fulfillment. I don't know how quickly it will happen, but I believe it will happen as if, just filling a very large chalice. And your chalice is infinite, yet it will never feel as though it is incomplete. So that comes to mind. And, hearing about that brought back this dream that occurred, a mystical, very mystical dream. It was so beautiful, and I could see all of the planets from the sky, from this mountain peak that wasn't very high, but I could see all the planets aligned, and I could feel the fulfillment in that moment. And then I wanted to share another thing too that I've discovered, because this teacher guide came up, and I've had this happen now for a third time. That while I'm sleeping, I awaken in sort of an altered state. You can't move, and to discover these souls. And it's my feeling that these souls have crossed on, and they're sort of crossed over for a while, and they've taken on this role. And I don't know what it is yet, but they are like guardians during our sleep time. They protect our souls. They soothe our souls, because we're processing a lot of things while we're sleeping. And they are, like, just to help you to understand, they were, everyday people. And I can see there, I've seen them in totality. They didn't, they were shocked at first that, oh, you can see me, kind of thing. And the most recent one was a Hispanic male, and he was, and they're all very, they were definitely good people. Some of them had difficult lives. One was, I think, a mother who had probably passed after giving birth, or some time after giving birth, because she was still lactating. And so, but, like, and one of the things I noticed in the last one, I was having some thoughts that were worrying me, and he was fanning them away, and talking to me to not allow myself to go into that space, right? So there are all kinds of levels of beings that are supporting us from the other side. It's a continuum of life. There is no, I think death is something that we see as a stop. It's not a stop. There, and And I don't know why I'm bringing this up. And I think that the fear, because the fear of death and the fear of so many things, but the fear of death is the sort of crux of the fears that we have in life, the fear of failure. We're afraid of, we have this concept of something ending, meaning being stuck. And life does not work like that. When you feel stuck, you're in a life um, lesson. You're in a life path, you're in a life journey. Being stuck is still a part of the journey, but life itself does not end. It just keeps transitioning. And when you see yourself, when you look back on your life, you see transitions. And they're not as, let's say, blocky. Like, I don't, that's not a word, but they're not uh, and as they're not like these huge chunks where like it takes forever to transition. You're transitioning every breath. It's a very slow in the sense of imperceptible, but not slow in terms of tempo or time. It just appears that way. That's what how illusion, fear spins things. So yeah, there's just so much for that is available to us, that's helping us in our through our transitions. And just be aware right now that the earth is going through a lot of transition, and one that is very fearful for us. But when it seems chaotic, it almost seems as things out of control and it's going very rapidly. It's always been moving at that speed. When it's boring and dull and everything seems okay and all is right with the world, all is never right with the world and all is never wrong with the world. It just is. And it's the illusion of our ego that perceives time as being slow or fast or stagnant or rapid or unexpected. But you can work with this time frame where it looks like it's all going to hell, becoming total chaos, as the process of change is quickening. Let's put it this way, you're actually watching the how rapidly transitions do take place. And if we do not hold fear about it, you will see that the truth will come to the light, and justice, balance, divine order will be implemented, restored, and fulfilled. So you're safe. You are most certainly and assuredly safe. And you have the tools to make it, as you're perceiving it, to safety. You are already in a safe vehicle of life. What we must is just show me the word integrity. And integrity comes from, first of all, they're writing, interrupting me, holding the light, keeping your frequency high. That is one of the foundations of being able to have true integrity. Because if you're in the depths of your despair and fear and ego, it clouds that, right? So remain true to yourself is the other aspect of this. Once you hold the frequency, then your heart can guide you. And this is the integrity, the only integrity that they want you to focus upon. And they write animate, meaning take action, enjoy, do with great heart, love, and compassion, and understanding towards all people. and all living things. All right, let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for this month, and it's Archangel Jeremiel. And the card says, very apropos to what we've just been discussing, learn from your challenges, relax, and trust. Now, you know that Archangel Jeremiel is the archangel of life reviews. So that when we cross over, we go through a life review. For what? That's the justice. That's the justice, the atonement, the judgment, not in the sense of being judged, but you know, to have clear judgment, to have clear balance and understanding of the situations and circumstances that you've gone through and that you might have been holding on to that might have been unresolved. And right now, we're getting a chance to do this in real time, right? In human time, let's put it that way, instead of when we cross over. And so do not be afraid of your challenges. For the last few weeks, I don't know if I should bring this up, but I've been definitely been challenged in my altered state dream times, right? You all know what I'm talking about when you wake up in between. I call it waking up in between dream and reality, and you can't move. And I've encountered, let's just say, lesser beings, but my soul or my mind usually would have panicked in these situations. But I find myself, turning into this spiritual warrior during those moments. And and the thing is that it's interesting because I was, looking for tools to spiritual tools to deal with it. But the tool was really me. Meaning my higher self, the divine being, that light fulfilled. And in this time in our lives, this is where you find your power. It is you. It is the source that is you. It is the light fulfilled, the high frequency you. As we move on our ascension path, the light within you is being even more fulfilled. So at different levels, different stages. And what I mean by this, and I'm hearing, you're always fulfilled. It's just that you're fulfilled at different levels, like dimensions. I don't know why they're writing music in front of me. The only thing I can think of is that, like, every composition is a fulfillment of the expression of that composer at that time in his life. And we might hear later on a more developed genius of his skills. But at each stage of life, it was fulfilled. It was the fulfillment that was meant to be, that was in alignment. It was the integrity of that at that time. And so it is for us the same. All right, let's take a look. So really work with Archangel Jeremiel. And this is so interesting because we have the World card, and it really gives this sense of we're in, so you remember I just recently talked about in a video that we reached this sort of tipping point. Um, they're calling it the golden ratio for the new golden age. That we are no longer, slightly under. So we're over that 50%. Now they told me last time 58, and others have been saying a little bit less. So I'm going with what I was told. What this means is that we have a critical mass ratio of enough people, uh, awakened souls, that now this will um, tip the scales and cause others to have their own awakening. So your light, and going back to my dream thing where I was telling you about, you don't have to do anything really. You carry the balance within you. You carry the fulfillment, the integrity within you. And so therefore, in some cases, you may not be guided to do anything, but to stand in your power, to just be who you are and to go where you're asked to go. And you will activate others. And it's not like you're going to force them to change into the kind of person you are. You might get an adverse reaction from them, but that trigger will linger with them and not be able to dismiss it. And they will have to go through their own series of challenges in order to come to terms with the truth, the fulfillment within them. If that makes any sense. So our world is ready for its completion. The souls of the world are ready for their completion, and the challenges that we're going through right now will lead to that completion. So this Major Arcana card is giving us this clear understanding that whatever is going on in your life right now is bringing fulfillment. It's bringing that completion of your journey and your struggles and with your 3D blueprint or reality, and will then catapult you into your fifth dimensional blueprint, because we've been on a double dimensional shift. This has not been done ever in any of the previous ages on Earth, and it's because what your teacher soul is reminding you of, your guide, is that you have the tools. You have been prepared for this. You would not have been here without the appropriate preparation, so that you are stronger and wiser and more confident and freer than you are giving, than you can imagine. And the situations that are unfolding and the struggles within the systems of the three-dimensional reality or blueprint or framework is set up to activate them within you. And look, wow, the Six of Fire. So this also gives a sense of what I was told, and that we've and what everybody else is also saying, that we've reached that critical point, that we are assuredly on our ascension path. We have no reason. We are totally safe. We have achieved what we needed to achieve. And the rest now is up to that continued work of the heart unfolding and paying it forward to others, giving from the wisdom and the love, the mastery of love and compassion that you have achieved, and will begin to start to be in command of. Once you really start to feel that sense of fulfillment, you have the right to ignore it. You always have the right. And so this one, you know, you can deny it all you want. But the practice of being led by your heart, that's up to you. But the fulfillment is completed. And you will start to sense or feel or achieve a sense that of success. Your, as the card says, your self-esteem will be highlighted in new ways to you. This is about the recognition. This is about that inner. It's not something that you're gonna find, and they want me to be clear about this. You're not gonna get it from the people around you. You're gonna get this from within. Once you allow yourself to, you have to allow it. It means no longer deny it. That you feel more complete within. And so that means that some of those things, and they're writing the word rest, but some of those things that you look for to kind of make you feel better, and you go out and like the retail therapy and all that kind of stuff, you can still do those things. That's denying what's happening within. And if you keep doing it, you're practicing against that. That's why I said you have the power still. So what you need to do or think about is really be aware of that fulfillment. That's almost like knowing, like when you're full and you say, your body tells you you've had enough, and you can either choose to listen or you can continue to eat. The only way to really make a connection with this is to really fully take that moment when you feel that in your body or in your soul, to stop and just have gratitude for that feeling. Because the more that we give gratitude and appreciation for this, the less crazy our lives will feel, seem, or appear. This is part of that rest component that they were talking about before. Rest means also peace. It also means, it doesn't mean just sleep. It means when we no longer need to keep grinding, because our culture is a sort of a grind culture. And I just came across a deck on Amazon that I can't do because my phone is recording. But what is it called? It's called the Rest Oracle, and it's by some an author. If when what I will try to do is I'll try to put it in the link of this video. I haven't gotten it yet, but she's really talking that what I read on the cover was just how this grind culture, and we just think that we have to always be on. This is unplugging ourselves from the matrix. This is what basically we've been talking about today. And this whole rest thing, knowing when your soul's economy, paying attention to when it says it's filled, it's full, and not force feeding anything else into your life, into your stomach, buying stuff, FOMO, not responding to all of that, unplugging from being a consumer. And what would be the opposite of that? I don't know, lack of a better word for right now, awareness and freedom, even. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful month of February. And one of love. Remember, coming from the heart. Trust your heart's guidance. Amen.